Hello, replay viewers, and welcome. Hello, and welcome. So, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, hi, how are you? I do look a little different than usual. I got more color than usual. So, I actually wanted to jump in and go ahead and do a coffee time. I've in the past done quite a bit of coffee times. Welcome, Francesca. I see that name dropping in. Hello, hello. A coffee time finally. This is the first time since I've been on the road in a week that I'll be able to get a coffee time. I am great. I'm refreshed. So this is the first day that I've actually come back to the hotel for a refresh. So usually I've been trekking it all day long, and now I'm back at the hotel. Today I elected to come back and relax for the afternoon. Meals can be very costly. It depends if you eat in a tourist district or if you eat in a locals district. So I did wear my headphones because I'm trying to drown out just a little bit of that background noise. That is a live piano player right here. He plays every single night. I was fortunate enough to stay in a pretty nice hotel. It's the Crown Plaza here, so they do have a live piano player, I think 7 nights a week. So hopefully these headphones keep out some of it. What have I saw in Rome? I don't know them by name. Listen, I'm not that kind of traveler. I don't come here with this. I think it's kind of closed-minded to come here with just this view of the small circle of things that I'll see and do. Usually I find food based off of wherever I'm at the time. So if I'm visiting a site or if I'm walking around the neighborhood and I get hungry, I stop. Or if I'm only semi-hungry but I see a place that looks busy or like locals maybe like it, I'll stop in and try it. So I don't want to just, go in by name. So that's just the way I travel. So this is the first coffee time I've had on my trip, as I was mentioning in the beginning. Usually I would have coffee times more often. Not yet, Francesca. I may go to Trastevere tonight, which means that would put me in the vicinity of that fountain. So not quite yet. I did want to just to go over just a few things, just to say hello first and foremost, just to say hello and welcome to those who joined my channel. I've had quite a few people join since I've been here in Rome, and I haven't had a chance to just formally sit down and say hello and just to tell you a little bit about myself. My profile says most of it, but I scope about 4 main things, which is coffee, travel, culture, and sometimes teaching, the pedagogy of teaching, because I am a teacher. So it as how all of those intertwine with one another. So I just wanted to say hello and welcome from Belfast. Oh yes, and this is Francesca. She's been following since I started doing coffee times for Rome. I think I would have coffee times just taking suggestions for what I should see here in Rome from viewers. So I did want to say welcome and say thank you. Periscope has actually done really great at enabling certain statistics, and excuse me as I take a sip because I'll talk a little bit about coffee culture in Rome. One second, this is my doppio macchiato. One second. So, fun fact, I meant to mention it later on, but talking about, these are the MEI2Is. So you don't milk coffee here, or as we would call it in America, milk coffee. So you sip it, maybe 2 sips maximum. Don't let it sit here until it gets cold. Don't sit here and stare at it all day long like Americans usually would. That, and if you've had espresso, really strong espresso, it's nasty when it gets cold. So, done with that for now. And that concludes the coffee part of the coffee time. So, typically I would... Ciao, hello. Typically I would scope up all those 4 things. I am from a tourist town in Florida, USA. Oh, thank you, Francesca. I'm from a tourist town in the Florida, USA. It's a beach town. It's one of the white sandy beaches of Northwest Florida. Indonesia, welcome. I'm in Rome at the moment. So sometimes I will scope about the tourist attractions that are actually in my hometown, just because it is a tourist destination. And I'll also scope about beach culture. So some people are interested in that. It's a little bit of change of pace from the cities that I would typically scope. I have scoped almost exclusively cities since I've been on the channel, but occasionally I will scope at home. One of the things that we battle with, if you're going to broadcast, is time zones, of course. So typically I'll broadcast in the early morning my time, which makes it midday for most Europeans, and evening time for Asians. So when will I go to Milan? I've already been in Milan. Yeah. So I've already been to Milan. I actually was not able to save very many of the scopes, Francesca. I will put them on my YouTube channel. Sorry, there's somebody from my party that's asking because I'm meeting somebody. I actually started this scope late. I was supposed to start 20 minutes ago. So occasionally I will scope from home about cultural things. I'll also scope about tourist destinations in my hometown. Right now I'm scoping my Europe trip. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm sorry I don't have a site to see. I'm just sitting in and saying hello to the people that have followed me. I'm scoping my second half. I think I got another half of the trip to go. Starting tomorrow, I'll drive to Verona. No, I'm sorry, 2 days from now I'll drive to Verona. Tomorrow I'll scope more of Rome. And then I'll go through Switzerland and go back to Germany. And from Germany I will go back home. So that's just what's coming up on the channel, and just a little bit of what I do. Will I be going to Florence? Will not. 1 second. Doppio macchiato. That's somebody in my party. It's actually my in-law. I don't scope my family, but he's actually drinking coffee and beer at the same time. Coffee and beer at the same time. I don't. Okay, so no, I won't be going to Florence. I'll only be going to Verona, and then I'll be heading out. I did stop in Bologna unsuspectedly for Francesca. You gotta check. Maybe you saw my Instagram pictures. The new time to Florence, man. I don't have time. I can't go to Florence. So now I get to shorten the scope just because my party's already here. And I've completely lost track of what it is I was saying because I was completely off put. Welcome to the people that have been following my channel. Oh, 10K. I have 10K in the title. I actually have 10,000 hearts now. This is a new channel for me. You can't really see the full history like I can, but this is like my 50-second video on this Periscope channel, and I already have 10,000 hearts. I actually just started this channel, so that's really, really great. That's kind of a miniature milestone considering how few videos I've done. The family's doing great. They're run a little bit. I ran them into the ground a little bit. I have an app that tracks this. There we go. That's my steps. Oh, can we get a good picture of that? Wait for it. Let's see if I can get the iPhone to focus on that. I can't. No. I tried. So what it says is basically that I've averaged over 10,000 steps per day. Actually, my 7-day average is 19,000 steps a day. I've had days 10.8 miles. I've done 12.7 miles a couple days ago, 9.9 miles. And today I've already done 5.7. This is STEPZ, steps. Your iPhone already records your steps. It just doesn't display it in a friendly format. So I downloaded a free app that displays it in a better format. It just tracks how much I've gone. It's like a pedometer. So the 10,000 that's in the title, the whole point of the app is just to track how much you've moved today. So basically, how much steps have you done? How many steps have you done? To me, it's just a way of measuring, have I been active? I also have my Apple Watch, which is charging at the moment. Yeah. So the 10,000 Untitled is just to say thanks to those who have given me hearts. And I got globes. I finally remembered to put Earth Day back into the titles. I will say that I'm slightly surprised. This trip's been kind of one thing, just Periscope-wise, that surprised me about this trip is that how much have I walked today? 5.7 miles. It's 5.7 miles. I forget how many steps it is. 12,294 steps. So, and I'm only halfway through the day. But I've been really surprised. There's a few of my videos. I think I've done like 16 or 18 in Rome. And a few of my videos have more replay viewers than live. So that's great and puzzling at the same time. I've also got a lot more hearts on some of my replays than my live videos. So maybe I should do more at pimping out some hearts during my live videos. But I just thought it was nice that I hit that milestone in such a short time just because I just started scoping from this channel, very recently. Recap real quick, because I am shortening this, guys. I know I intended to kind of elongate it a little bit, but have a nice day. We'll see you, Francesca. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for suggesting me. It's great. So, just to recap, I did land in southwest Germany. I did drive here through the Autobahn, and then I drove through the Swiss Alps. I stopped in Zurich, Switzerland. I stopped in Milan, Italy, and now I'm in Rome. I've been in Rome for like 4 days, and I'll be in Rome for tonight and tomorrow as well, scoping those two things. I will scope Verona 2 days from now, and then I'll scope Germany after that before I leave Europe and go back home to the US. I've scoped, like as I said, 16 or 18 videos that are viewable at the moment. I did not save my videos from Milan. I will upload those to my YouTube channel. In my little profile here for Periscope, you can see my my Instagram account, which is Joshua229i. I is for Instagram, obviously. I put a lot of pictures, things that I cannot put on Scope or will not put on Scope. I put pictures of. So one example of that is the Vatican museums that I visited today. I put a lot of pictures on there that were not on Periscope. So that's just a short little recap of what I've done. Most of it can be viewed on my Instagram. A lot of it can also be viewed on my replay reel. It's a personal vacation for me. Hello, Traveler 555. So I was just finishing up my recap of what I've done. It's basically just saying you can find it on my Instagram, which is on my profile. You can also find it on my replays here because I've been utilizing the save feature through Periscope. Coming up, I will visit some of the main sites. There's a lot of sites I haven't seen yet. I haven't scoped the Pantheon. I haven't scoped the Colosseum, Circus Maximus, Palatine Hill, or the Forum. And I plan on doing all of those within the next 48 hours. So if you want to catch those on the replay, you can. If you want to catch those live, you can. In just the next 48 hours-ish. So that's just what to expect. I will also scope Heidelberg, Germany. And I'm thinking I will probably scope Neuschwanstein Castle in the state of Bavaria in Germany. So that's just what to expect for the rest of this road trip. And I don't scope things like trivial things like the rest areas. I just didn't think that was worth putting on the channel. I said ask me anything after the recap. Unfortunately, my party is already here, so I'm just going to take this as a thank you. Really, we'll just keep this scope short, and I'll talk most of the time just basically about the people that will follow me based off this trip. I'll also talk most of the time about what it is I typically do on this channel, what I've done on this trip, and what I'm going to do on this trip. So we'll just keep it short and poignant. If you guys do have any questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter. You can join any of these chats. If I'm showing a site, I don't normally talk about background things. I'll have a specific coffee time. Usually by foot and by metro. Foot and metro. I've been walking. I walked like an average of 9 miles a day or 10 miles a day. I'll just walk it's 1 mile from my hotel to the metro, and I'll just get on the metro and find wherever it is I'm going from there. That's how I've traveled in Rome. This is my third time to Rome, and I've done it the same way each time. That's why I put in so many miles, because it's just a mile. It's a mile just to get to the metro and a mile to get back to the hotel later. So you guarantee 2 miles every day. So we're going to keep it short. I will have other coffee times. I hope to have another one before I leave Rome, just to have an Ask Me Anything. It's not great when people don't ask questions, but I really don't mind sitting here, for 20 minutes with a fairly dead chat. If just waiting for people that have questions to ask them. So I will give you an opportunity to just open up the chat and just ask any questions you have about Rome, what it's been like to drive through Rome, what it's been like to rent a car in Europe, what it was like for me to get a SIM card. It took me days to get a SIM card. It was kind of a pain. And just we'll have a chat about that a little bit later on. I just want to say hello, want to say thank you, want to give you guys an idea of what's going on. I also have an About Me. It's in my profile. That About Me will just tell you everything you need to know about me and how you can find all my information. I have not uploaded the videos to my YouTube yet, but I will probably at the end of the trip. So, hello Haircuts. I know you joined me when I was in Panama City. However, I'm on my way out. Look at my replay reel. There's a lot of videos you've been missing, Haircuts. I don't know if you've been in any of my live videos, but there's a lot of videos in my replay reel. So, we'll see you guys a little bit later on. I thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on the replay, really thank you. I do notice it when you follow me on the replay. I do notice it when you give me hearts on the replay. I watch the statistics closely, and it's been amazing to see that some of my videos have more replay viewers than live. So, thank you guys. We'll catch you later in a later scope, and maybe I will scope later on tonight from one of the sites. So, I'm going to say bye for now, and hopefully you guys can enjoy what it is that we're doing here. We'll see ya.